Hey yo guys, what's up? We back on another video. You feel me? Please like, subscribe, and post notifications, and I hope you enjoy the video. Now let's get into it. 6 plus size people versus 1 fake. I don't know how you're gonna guess that. Are they supposed to be like, oh yeah, I love eating chicken wings all night, and I love when my wife makes me spaghetti. Oh my gosh, it makes me so aroused. Oh, and when she makes the juicy steak. Oh yeah, I love eating all of that. I love just having a whole meal at once, even when it's not Thanksgiving. Every night at my house, it looks like we having Thanksgiving and Christmas food because we be going to town on that food over there. We be just chewing it up, nom 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 nom. We going crazy on that plate. Like what? Like oh my god, y'all are
I
fat.
will
Let me stop. I'm just playing.
like
bro.
resource to Old Navy.
I mean, they are,
I'll just
but-
kind of go there and like get one of the bigger pairs.
Bro, where I live, there's no reason to be fat, low key. Where I live, there's no reason to be fat. I'm not telling y'all. I'm not saying because I don't need y'all stalking me, but bro, you know how many gyms we have in my area and people are still big? It doesn't make sense. Cause we have a lot of gyms. Like y'all gotta understand what I'm saying. We have a lot of gyms. And I'm trying to fix this real quick. But we have a lot of gyms. Like you don't understand. There we go. We have a lot of gyms. So it doesn't make sense. We have about I can name a whole bunch of gyms. I'm not giving y'all the exact streets, but I can name a whole bunch. I gotta forget I'm on the internet right now, but I can name a whole bunch of streets right now if I really wanted to. And the gyms. We got a Planet Fitness. We got a Fit for Life. I have a gym literally right up my street. If I wanted to, I could walk there or run there, and it would only take about 20-30 minutes. If I drove there, it would only be like 5 minutes at best, maybe 6, 7. It's not far. And if I'm speeding, I'm there in like 3 minutes. And then there's another gym. There's a whole bunch of gyms that we have. There's literally a gym, and then there's a Planet Fitness, and I forgot the other gym. But there's a Planet Fitness, and if you drive down a little, there's literally another gym. There's pretty much a gym on almost every like street you can think of, and they don't cost a lot either. A lot of them don't cost that much. So if you're telling me you can't pay a couple dollars a month, excuse me, to go to the gym, yeah.
I actually did
I mean, unless you're like broke, but then how are you fat if you're broke?
just get a pair from Old Navy like a couple weeks ago, and I love it, but it's a little big in the waist, so I do have to take it in. Probably gonna tailor it though. So, but I do love Old Navy's jeans, especially their men's section.
No
I
discrimination over
don't
here.
really
man.
wear
I'm just saying.
jeans, but I think the only two pairs that I own are
I'll
from
be fat, and
Shein.
there'd be like a gym right down the street from your house. How are you fat when there's a gym versus 1 fake, bro? You mean 2 fakes because he don't look fat and she don't look
I
fat.
feel like it depends what style I'm going for.
True.
Like for
'Cause
fitted
look,
jeans, I definitely think
he
like
just
the
has baggy clothes on.
Americans my go-to.
can
Obviously,
tell
they're
it's
like on
baggy.
the
That's
higher
not
end
his
of
body,
like
that's a
pricing
bag.
wise, but they like make my
And
ass
then her,
look
she doesn't
great.
look fat.
Well, that's the thing. Also,
You can't, bro. Let me stop.
like
I
getting
should
the
watch
confidence to
video.
actually
Dang,
wear
I'm
what
too
you
far
want, it took me forever. So when
You
I
should
actually
really,
did,
right?
I'm still in the mentality when
in. Bro, she's not even
I was like
fat.
16, 17, and I could fit in a medium.
Oh,
So I'm like,
great.
oh, I can't go to this.
Cause she's really not fat. Like compared to them, that's just baby weight right
Same
there.
stores. Like, I
Right.
can't
It's
go to a
nothing.
mall and buy clothes anymore.
I would say 2 years ago, I would go to like Goodwills and Value Villages, but that has become a lot harder as of late. The reason that I chose to do this was mainly because it meant a lot to me to share the idea of like,
love
as
it.
you transition away from being in a bigger body to potentially being in a skinnier body, that is not something that like makes you harder working or better at like achieving some sort of goal than the other person or another person that you may
You wanna know
see
the crazy thing? I saw something about David Goggins yesterday. I didn't mean to interrupt.
in a plus size body. And going into it, I like promised myself I wasn't gonna tell any lies. I was gonna be very truthful and speak on every kind of experience that I had had leading up to today. I wanted to make sure that what I was saying was stuff that I lived through. I think putting on a character would be disrespectful to the other people that were here today. I just thrift most of my
I'd, bro. If I flex, I got muscle, but that's about it, bro. and I got nice legs and calves, and I got like a V taper. You know that the most thing that most men want, and a six pack. Bro, I'm just thin, bro. I have to do some sort of lying. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying I lie about everything, but a lot of stuff I will be like, yeah, I remember when I was growing up, and I was just like, people used to make fun of me because I was just big, you know, and it's like, I used to always want to try to work out and get out of it, but every time I got into it, I could just never really, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just never had the motivation to do it. And it's just like, now I'm more happy with my body now, and, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm more happy with just my body now and how, I look now better as a person, and back then I just had bad acne in high school, so I was a fat kid who had bad acne, getting made fun of. Kind of brought my confidence down, but now that I'm older, I got rid of my acne. Still fat, but I feel like I'm more comfortable in my body now. You know what I'm saying? Like that one, be like, yeah, I know what you're saying, and then they go back to their childhood memories, and then I can get them right there, man. But not everything would be a lie. That sure would be.
My clothing, and like I have a tailor for my pants anyway. Like back in, yeah, 100%.
That's all the thing with David Goggins, and he was like, 'cause David Goggins used to be fat when he got out of the military and stuff like that. He said, how come you had a guy, how come you had no loose fat? Because when you're really fat and you lose, oh my god, it can look so bad for you. He has no loose fat. He literally told people how to exercise, lose weight, and get no loose fat. There's no excuse on why you cannot work out. If you're afraid of loose fat, you can either get the surgery for it or do what he told you to do. Or look up videos so you don't get loose fat. There's no excuse. There's no excuse, bro.
Especially when I'm back home, I'm 15 minutes outside of New York City, so I usually just commute in there. There's this one thrift store, I don't know if anybody's been, called the L Train, and like that is really good for carrying bigger sizes. Back in my actual hometown, I just go to my tailor very easily. It's like
I'm trying to win $1,000.
Okay.
So I thrift probably 90% of my clothing, cheaper,
Slay.
saves energy, and like it feels way easier.
There is no way he's gonna go pay like $15 for jeans, then go pay $45. Like, I get it, as a plus size person, tailoring for some things, great. But I could not believe for a second that he is tailoring every set. And I was like, he is not fat anymore.
Not gonna lie, I shop at Ross a lot, or Marshalls, and finding jeans.
Yeah, I have to say the same thing. Because, okay, me, if you see me like in the streets or whatever, you'll see me wearing something like jeans, right? Now guess where I get my jeans from? Da-da-da, Route 21. Guess where I get my shirts from? Da-da-da, Route 21. That's where I get my Nike Techs from. Da-da-da, Nike. I actually get them from somewhere else, but I don't want to let y'all know my plug, because, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I mean, I still wear, I'm wearing real Nike. I did not pay over $100 to get all my Nike. To consider myself to be fake, but I just don't want y'all to know my hookups. But it's a store in Florida, that's all I'm saying. Anyway, so if y'all saw me in person, y'all would be like, oh my gosh, you most likely be able to tell I get my jeans. Like, you would think, yeah, he definitely gets his jeans from like somewhere in the mall or something. Even though I don't get it exactly in the mall, but that's what you would most likely think if you live in my area. So, I definitely would have to say something else, because Route 21, they only got them skinny jeans. I mean, they do have other stuff for big people, but I wouldn't recommend using that if you're gonna do something like this. It wouldn't suit right, you know what I'm saying? Because it's mainly for like, you know what I'm saying. So I would have to say, I would probably say like Walmart, and I wouldn't name any places online. I wouldn't even say I shop online unless it was a certain store that I could actually say, like Boohoo Man. I would say something like that. I'd be like, yeah, I shop at Walmart, Ross, and there's a store online. It's called Boohoo Man. They got pretty much everything. Whether you're fat, skinny, slim, you're jacked, whatever. They got that stuff. So if any of my men in here, go check that place out, Boohoo Man. They also have stuff for females if y'all want to go check that out. I've never checked it out, so I wouldn't know if it's good for females, but I do know it's good for men, so y'all want to. But Boohoo Man actually does have good stuff for all varieties of people.
It's hard. It's a hit or miss. Sometimes at Ross they'll have bigger sizes. Sometimes they
2 minutes
don't.
into
But if
the
it
video.
says stretch, then I'm usually good on it.
I actually didn't even share where I got my jeans from. I realized that. I usually shop at like American Eagle. Jeans in general are like a struggle. to find either they fit your thighs and they don't fit your waist, or they fit your waist and it's a struggle.
Yeah, man.
For years, the perfume market's been an overpriced, olfactory oligarchy. Some of those
9 minutes in, but 3 minutes into the video. Can't be doing that. I be getting a little too distracted. So I'm not gonna pause no more. At least for like, until we're like 9 minutes in. Yeah, I think it's done.
Oh man. I did feel, I guess, invalidated in a point because they were talking about, brands and, and stuff that I can't really afford. So I thought my answer of, I shop at Ross because that's what I could afford, I thought that's what kind of eliminated me.
So I was gonna
Oh,
say,
yeah,
it's
still
just
sad
like
stuff,
a
man. Nike
performance as a
definitely
kid. I know we
people
were talking
too.
about how some of us were models before. Sorry about
My uncle's a
names,
pretty big
but
guy and he
how
was
that
like,
affected you growing up, and how like the idea of performing and
Although
being
I
on
love wearing
stage
Nike tips.
was definitely more
It's like,
difficult
I'm
for you
wearing
than
one
your
right
peers.
That is an awesome question.
Well, you start since there.
Yeah. So I was on the math team for my elementary school, which was like very fun, and I enjoyed it a lot. But before our first meet, when we were doing practices and such, they gave us the vest sizes. And I remember putting on the largest vest size that they had, and it clinging to my skin and making me very uncomfortable. And I walked into the bathroom, and I was looking at myself in the mirror, and I was like, I can't do this, and I quit. And it really frustrated me that I let that take away something that meant a lot to me. That was definitely like my first experience with like, it is
That girl over there,
very
like, I
difficult
believe
for
this.
me
Look at the black
that
girl thinking
outside
the same
elements
thing.
are going to
He gonna
take
get-
who
he
I
gonna
am
get-
and make
Right.
that
Get out
a
of here,
form of
get out
pride.
of here.
As a woman in a plus size theater community, it's like
Maybe she
I always
is
got
big,
the
I don't
funny
know.
roles or the really unattractive roles. And I'm like, I'm big, that doesn't mean I'm hilarious. Like
Girl, we could talk about this forever.
yeah, so that's
Yeah.
super powerful because performing and becoming into yourself, you either have to be overly confident and fake it till you make it, or it will tear you down. So I'm very sorry that happened to you.
How do we all identify? Do we identify, like, what do we use to label ourselves if you have one?
PHAT. Thank you.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
I have a weird feeling about that one for some reason.
Really?
I like just normal.
Yeah.
Because I'll say fat and then people will be like, oh my God, fat. And then I'll be like, it's not inherently a bad
No,
word.
like-
It's an
like-
adjective.
That's the
I
That's
say
the
fat all
thing.
the
No, but it
time.
is kind of taboo because I was like, oh yeah, I'm fat. Don't say that. You're beautiful. I am gorgeous, but I am fat.
I didn't say I was ugly.
It's oh my god,
Yeah,
bro.
I'm sorry, I misspoke.
I was
People
like,
treat it like it's
right,
taboo, and
right.
that's
So
the
it's
issue, really.
it's two truths. I'm
Exactly,
like,
yeah.
I feel beautiful, but I am fat. Being fat or plus size does not mean that we're not active, that we're not nice people, that we're not worthy. It really sucks
Would
when
y'all
people
hop
treat
on
you
that?
differently because you're a size
Would
18
y'all?
rather than a size
I don't think
2
I would.
or
I'm not
4.
into big people.
When I, like, for
But-
example, great example. I went Halloween
There are
shopping.
some good
and
looking
it's really hard
people
because,
like
like,
us, I guess.
first and foremost, trying to find the plus
Like,
size
I
costumes.
guess
Like, it's
Lizzo,
just kind of
I guess.
integrated
I
everywhere.
don't know.
And it's like, realistically, you have 200
It's went to the
costumes
Blue
here, but
Moon.
only like 10 are for plus size. Then I go on to the other costumes, and I was like, oh, my choice is to be like a duck or like the plus size nun costume covered boobs, knees, everything, but the skinny costume for the other nun was like tits out for her Harambe. And I'm like, so I literally, like, my choice is like be a bubble bath or a duck, and I'm like, I need a plus size section when I walk into somewhere because we have not progressed in human society.
There was this brand that like
Probably
that
because
had this big campaign saying they
human
were
society wants
launching
you to work
extended
out.
sizes, and then it came
that in
out,
mind.
and it was like
And no offense to anyone who's fat. I used to have fat friends. I don't hang out with him no more, but I've had plenty of big friends. I probably have some big friends now, if I'm being honest. No, most of them are skinny. But no. One, I mean, you're not really big, but no offense to no one who's fat. My uncle's fat. It's whatever. Right? Fat people deserve the same amount of respect and love just as much as a skinny or shredded guy does. You know what I'm saying? But it's like the world wants people to work out, which is why they're probably not upgrading. There's been so many gyms built around here. It's like they really just want people to work out. They're trying to make it easy for people to work out, to get back into health and shape. You know what I'm saying? And most people could care less, you know what I'm saying? Most people probably don't want to see a fat girl in skinny clothing and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Completely different than the straight sizes, and I'm like, we are just asking for the same.
Trust me.
Why do they get cocktail dresses and I get moons?
Literally.
I understand what y'all want, and I do think they deserve it, but y'all gotta understand. Yeah, like he's kind of ugly, ain't gonna lie, but y'all just gotta understand that. Yeah, she's
Shut
out.
the What? Me?
Girl.
Just get it.
Yo! Oh my god!
I didn't know it.
Who's voting me out?
I am equally shocked.
I'm psychic. I know. One of you was on something.
If you think the mole is still in the box and you wish to continue
still
playing the
gonna
game,
use.
please raise your hand.
My skin has never looked like this before. Before I started using Curology, I really struggled with dry.
I think the odd one out is probably somebody who lived as a fat
It used
person
to be, yeah.
but lost the weight. But usually a lot of the times people that do grow up fat or go through weight loss journey, they end up being more fat phobic. That's not in all cases. It's not in all cases, but it does happen a lot.
Turning in on that, like I really do think that in my personal experience, people that go from being in a bigger body into like becoming
many
skinny feel
phobics.
some sort of resentment, especially because I think they tie achievement to what they've done for some reason. Like
Yeah.
there's
There's nothing
this
wrong with
very
that.
big principle
You
of
should
like
get
look at
back
what
in
I've
shape.
done, and
You
they
should get
push
back
this
in
like
shape.
American dream-esque mentality of like
Yeah,
like
and
genuinely
all
like
over
I
the
worked
place.
hard and I did this. It's like, well, not everybody wants to
Yeah,
do that.
and
Not
like
everybody
that's
wa-
fine.
like,
That's fine. If you want to lose weight, do that. But you don't need to like project that onto everyone else. And I would think if you were somebody who lived that experience as a fat person, you would
Honestly,
understand.
dating, I've met many guys who were like, I used to be big, so I understand that being smaller is more desirable. And it's just like this conversation just rubs me the wrong way because I've been met with so many people who think like that. And like the worst person I dated was very fat phobic, and they used to be bigger and they lost weight, and they were like shaming me about my
they're
body,
happy
being like,
now. They're
you'd have
happy.
better
I mean, that
sex
doesn't
if
make-
you
that
were
doesn't make it
smaller
right.
and all that shit.
You
Like,
probably did have better sex if
No,
you're smaller.
and it's
Let's
the
look it up,
connotation,
guys.
right? Like
Yeah.
because they like quote. Sorry,
Fat is
I was gonna.
bad.
Well, I was gonna throw up air quotes, but we all blindfolded. Because they like put in the work, that part being air quotes, and like became into a skinnier body.
Yeah.
all of
My
a sudden,
camera's in the
it's
way.
like,
Wait, yeah.
you aren't working as well.
Yeah.
But, not everybody, but again, not everybody wants to.
Welcome
work
to the
that hard,
Exactly.
quote, unquote.
Can we also go down the line and maybe just say if we have been fat or plus size most of our life, or if
Oh,
it,
actually, that's great because I wanted to say for me it was a little bit different. Growing in South America, there isn't a lot of overweight people, obese people, and I've always been curvy, so to speak. And I was fine, but I was still like, you know how they say I spent my skinny years thinking I was fat? So I moved to the U.S. when I was 16, and I started gaining weight. The life here is different. I wasn't as active. I wasn't doing sports anymore. And then I was on birth control. So for me, it was hormonal imbalance that made me gain a lot of
I read
weight.
the little thing.
But it really sucked. And, in my own skin, I'm going to start crying. I'm sorry.
What are you crying?
Like being skinny and like now you're fat and like everybody treats you different.
I think it's difficult too because I grew up fat.
Hit
I've been
the
fat my entire life,
gym.
and I've always envied.
I've seen
in a
so
way,
much
like
stuff on
the,
YouTube
I
where
like
guys
I've always
were like, I was
wondered
always
what it
being
would be
bullied for
like
being
to
fat,
live
and it had
in
this
a thin
crazy
body and how
transformation.
people treat you differently. Like
It's
I've always
bro,
I've dreamt about it,
the
and I think
gym.
that is really difficult
So
when
many
you
excuses.
exactly. I understand what you're saying. Like,
Work
you
out at
live
home.
both, and it's hard because
I work out at
people
home.
who haven't. It's just we can't even.
Literally,
fathom.
I'm not gonna start. Literally, I'm not gonna go back to working out into the gym until this year's summer because it's gonna be free at Planet Fitness, and I just don't feel like paying for a gym. I mean, my mom's supposed to pay for one at one of the gyms that we have down here, but besides that, I'm gonna be going to Planet Fitness because it's free and it's good, I guess. Planet Fitness is pretty good.
Yeah.
Speaking into
I don't know why
the
people be hating
whole
on Planet
spending your
Fitness. It's
skinny
alright.
years
It's not
feeling like
bad.
you're fat, I definitely relate to that. I'm a bulimia survivor.
I wish I could dead
I was
those
bulimic for about 8 years, and I also played volleyball, and it was in theater and stuff like that. And the only reason I stopped throwing up and binging and purging is because I was losing my voice.
I guess you can.
And I love to sing, and I got nodes.
No, that's the worst.
shit.
Oh my god.
I went from mezzo soprano to mezzo alto.
Are we all crying now?
Pretty much. But yeah, like if it didn't affect my voice, I don't know if I would have stopped.
Okay, here, we're gonna guess what they're gonna do. They're gonna either take out, cause she got too emotional, but they might take out her. It's gonna be probably him or these two. Watch it be her. But she got too emotional. Yeah, they're definitely going for her.
It really broke my heart after, you know, having to vote people out who, in my heart, I knew were fat. To just feel invalidated, that sucks. That really
I
sucks.
thought they gonna get my boy out. Man, leave him alone. Oh shoot, I thought they were gonna. She thought she was still emotional.
What? Because I wasn't crying. I'm sorry, y'all.
So the eliminations is something that we're wrestling.
Whew. Like I said, not all big people are ugly, okay? Because really, as long as you take care of yourself, okay, there's a certain extent, right? Because there's big people, right, who are big, but they're not too big. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just might have big arms. You know what I'm saying? And maybe a little bit of stomach. But, like, I can see her having just naturally a big butt, right? And then the only parts of her body that are fat are her arms and then, like, her stomach. But I can see, like, her butt, thighs. I can see that being natural, you know what I'm saying? And look at her jaw. From this angle, it looks pretty good. She got nice lips. She got a nice little nose. She got her, you know what I'm saying? She looks good. She looks good. Like I said earlier, not all fat people are ugly. There's definitely good-looking fat people. Just for me, I just don't personally like that.
Do you feel like it took away from the experience?
You can be a good-looking
It was
fat
just like being in the space where we were sharing our stories and everything felt.
Not that I don't like fat people. I don't like messing around with that. You know what I'm saying?
Felt so heartfelt.
Fat people are cool.
But it's just a game. But overall, it was really awesome to be.
Like, it really just looks like her. It really just looks like her stomach from like around this area, especially like right here. And then her arms. I feel like that's the problem. But her face looks good. If she lost weight, bro, she'd be
the space and have these conversations that
amazing.
Don't happen often if you don't have
good.
fat friends to talk about them with. As someone who grew up very self-conscious and didn't know where to look and turn to see people like me, I take that on as an adult to speak about these things and have these conversations that we're still confused about.
If you think the mole is still in the box and you wish to continue playing the game,
she looking real good.
I swear to God, if anyone's lying, oh my God, I'm so pissed.
If the lights turn green, that means
he got it.
You have voted the
that ain't
mole
gonna be
out.
Mad.
And
He
you
got
win.
it.
If the lights turn red, that means the mole is still in the box and you lose. 1, 2,
3. They did that on purpose, bro. They did that on purpose. That's something I would do when I'm gonna start putting ads. When I get to put ads on my stuff.
I feel like this is going well. Just wish I knew what she was thinking.
We'll see. Back after this commercial.
Oh no. We lost.
I lost.
On the count of 3, everyone can take off their blindfolds. 1, 2, 3.
I knew it.
I
knew
wow.
it.
I told a heartfelt story about dating someone fat phobic. You guys voted me.
Okay, can we talk about 1,000,001 reasons why it was Derek?
Okay, the only one that got me was like the theater. Like I really could relate with that. So I obviously know that
No.
you really were through that.
That's right.
I think that was true.
No, it was true. That's what I'm saying.
That's an important thing. Nothing. There is not a single. Yeah. So when I was in 4th grade, I was 4 feet tall. I was 144 pounds, and my doctor told me that I was morbidly obese, and it was a very like self-image wrecking thing for me because it was.
No, I ain't gonna lie. 4th grade, 4 foot, morbidly obese. He wasn't lying to you, man.
Language that made it seem like I needed to change, as opposed to just assessing where I was.
You
Like I
did.
said, everything that I talked about before was true.
If you're in 4th grade and you weigh that much and you're morbidly obese, that is bad. You need to get your health back on track. I'm 5'6", 122 pounds. I'm like kind of in the. I have pretty good weight for my age, my height too. So the fact that you weighed more than me in 4th grade and you're morbidly obese, bro. Trust me, you needed to
True,
start
but when
working
we were
out.
talking about people
You
being
needed to do
incredibly
something.
fat phobic that go through a transition of being in a bigger body
maybe-
and then ending up,
I mean,
quote unquote,
I'm
skinnier.
not saying like your doctor should be like, oh, you're fat, you better get that switched up, boy, before you die. But you know what I'm saying? Like, he definitely was right with what he said.
That experience for me was I mistook the pain that came with not having self-love as being associated with a number on a scale. And as I kept moving the goalposts further and further away from myself and saying like, this will be when I'm happy with myself, and this will be the time in my life where I like the way I look, and once I do this, I'll be happy with myself, I was no happier than when I started. I just kept being further and further from a goal that I was changing. I am happy not because of the way that my body looks, but because I can have self-acceptance, and that's a very difficult journey for anybody to go on, and me losing any form of weight played no factor in that. I hope that in watching this video, somebody can learn that the horrible stereotype that they have of plus-size people, whether that be that they're lazy or sluggish or they don't eat right or they're not healthy. There are people that are plus-size that are faster than you. There are people that are plus-size that are in better conditions than the average human being. I was definitely plus-sized for a long period of my life, and I still...
Look at these football players. And another thing is, I know there is one, like, there's just one girl, she can't lose weight because of something with her body. So that also is an acceptance.
I feel the residuals of like the way people treat you for being in a plus-size body.
Well, you shouldn't get treated any differently.
Like, to this day.
This is the first time that I'm hearing a lot of these things. Because at least...
But with black people, from my experience, bro, I don't know about y'all, but every fat person I've hung around with, we can crack jokes on it. They'll be like, oh yeah, I'm fat, haha. Man, you want me to run? You see me? Man, I'm a fat guy. You think I can run? Literally, I've had fat friends say this. Like, this is not me making this up. Like, trust me, if you hang around with the right fat people, yeah, they're cracking jokes on it all the time. Bro, come on, we gotta run. Or like, hold on. Come on, man, we gotta hurry up and run so we can get there. Bro, I'm fat. You think I can run? Like,
It's for me growing up, it wasn't like being bullied or anything like that. It was just like my own mind attacking myself. Like seeing in the mirror and be like, oh my God, you're fat. You need to lose weight. Outside of that, like I didn't experience like the bullying and name calling. I didn't see any of that. So like hearing you guys, like that's a lot. I couldn't tell like how I had an eating disorder when I was young.
I hope people who watch this video, no matter what size you are,
empathy. You never know what someone's going through. You never know. And I hope that.
And that we're just.
Welcome to the Creator Launch.
Please like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and I hope you enjoy the video. Have a good day.